Hey, what's going on? I'm Matt O'Leary back with another video, and today we're going to be breaking down the New York Jets loss to the Buffalo Bills. But before we get started, just wanted to mention that you can follow me on social media at Matt O'Leary NY. If you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to the podcast. And if you haven't checked it out, patreon.com/Matt O'Leary NY gets you exclusive content. Check it out. It's going to be lots of fun. All right, so I knew this was going to be a bad day, and let me explain why it's a bad day. One, not only do the Jets lose, which, I mean, if you're pressing on for the tank, whatever, but the Bills don't cover, and lost some money on that. But right before the game, go to turn the TV on, nothing. I'm like, wait a second, I don't have Wi-Fi. Wait a second, my phone's not working. My cable, internet, and telephone gone. So I call Optimum, like, yo, what's the deal with this? Said it'll be back by 2. It is well past 2 o'clock. So did not have any cable, nothing. So I went out to the bar. So if this is an interesting post-game show, there's your answer why. But I had to go out for the game, so I couldn't even watch at home. That's how I knew this was going to be a bad day, that I couldn't even watch in my seat. I had to go out to the local watering hole and take in some New York Jets football. So the New York Jets start out, and they actually moved the ball pretty good down the field. I was surprised. It was one of the better offensive drives of the season. It was long. They were getting Pirine involved. Gore was running well. Darnold looked pretty good, and they would go up 3-0. They would settle for a field goal. Then Buffalo gets the ball, and they're moving a little bit, but Bless Austin almost comes up with an interception. They would settle for a field goal opportunity. Did not hit, so the Jets were up 3-0 still at this point. Jets get the ball back. They're moving it a little bit again, but then not great. Before we get to the not great play, a beautiful throw. Arguably the best throw of the season from Sam Darnold on 3rd and 20 to Braxton Berrios to pick up a first down. The Jets would then have a 4th and 1 opportunity, did not get it on an RPO. They handed the ball off, ran to the right side, did not get it. So turnover on downs. The next time, Buffalo was moving the ball right down the field. The Jets were very much bend but don't break on defense. And Josh Allen fumbles, something he's done a million times against the New York Jets. All he does is turn the football over against the Jets, but they can never capitalize on it. And unfortunately, today was another example of why they couldn't capitalize. So now the Jets are moving it down the field. Mims looked really good in the first half. Excellent first half from Denzel Mims. Was excited to get him on the field, so I guess that's a positive there. Quinn Williams, yes, he had a bad personal foul early in the game, but he rebounded, had a pretty nice day. And La'Mical Pirine got involved. So there were a couple of positives from the New York Jets today. And La'Mical Pirine would run one in. The Jets would put up a 10 spot in the first half. Holy smokes. But unfortunately, a bad ending to the half for the New York Jets. So they're up 10-3 at this point. Again, the Jets defense was very much bend but don't break today. They didn't allow a touchdown, spoiler alert, but somehow still lost this game. So they are driving slightly, and I didn't like at this point, right before the half, the New York Jets weren't taking any timeouts. They had 3 timeouts left, and they were still running the ball. I was like, can we pick up the pace a little bit? And Sam Darnold would throw an interception. Why? I'm not exactly sure what he saw or what he was thinking there. And then Buffalo would tack on 3 to make it 10-6 before the half. A brutal way for the first half to end, but ultimately like a pretty good first half for the Jets. Probably their best half of football all year long. On the opening possession, because Buffalo would get the ball out to start the second half, they marched right down the field again, put up a field goal, and then made it a 1-point game. From there, you knew, oh boy, here we go. The tables were turning, the momentum was gone, and the Jets offense didn't do diddly squat the rest of this game. On one of their better opportunities, Sam Darnold makes a beautiful throw to Braxton Berrios on 3rd down. He just dropped the ball, and the Jets again would have to punt. They did not punt the entire first half. Second half was all punts. It was disaster. It was a tale of 2 halves. First half was pretty good. Second half they did nothing. So now the Bills are moving the ball down the field again. They put up a field goal to make it 12-10. Jets get the ball back. They would have to punt back to Buffalo. Defense once again bends but doesn't break. Cole Beasley had a nasty day. The Jets couldn't cover him. They would attempt another field goal, and for the second time today, Buffalo misses a field goal, so it's still 12-10. The Jets are somehow still in this game after having an atrocious third quarter of offense. Jets get the ball back again. They move not anywhere close to getting down the field. Sam Darnold did not have a good second half. the overall Jets offense was just completely different. Like, La'Mical Pirine barely got any touches in the second half. Denzel Mims was just taken out of the game. I'm not quite sure what happened. Buffalo looked to make some adjustments, and the Jets just didn't recognize it, I guess, and couldn't do anything with it, with those adjustments, and they just stalled. They didn't do a damn thing in the second half, unfortunately. So Buffalo gets it. Same deal. They're marching down the field. The Jets would hold them to a field goal, 15-10. Jets do nothing once again. Field goal, 18-10. Buffalo would win by kicking 6 field goals. 6. How do you lose a game in the NFL and not give up a touchdown? It's only the New York Jets right now. So the Jets get it back. Perryman gets his doors blown off. This was tough to watch. So Brashad Perryman was sent up the right sideline. Darnold puts a pretty good ball, but an absolute brutal hit from Hyde, who went head-to-head. He left with concussion protocols, and then a weird interception, a ball batted at the line that somehow fell into the hands of the Bills' defensive lineman. 18-10, your final score. Once again, the Jets lose. They fall to 0-7. The tank rolls on there, but Buffalo could not cover the spread. So suckers like me, who had the Bills minus 13, do not win any money. So it's a lose-lose because, 1, the Jets lose. 2, you can't even get like some fun in betting against the New York Jets. It was a bad day. And what stinks is that it started out really good. Like Perryman, like Mims looked really good early on, had a huge block on the Pirine touchdown also. Sam started hot out of the gate, was like 10-12, and then they had like 4 passing yards in the second half. Darnold finished 12-23 for 120 yards and 2 interceptions at 31 rating. Frank Gore had 11 carries for 60 yards. Pirine, 11 carries, 39 yards. Mims, 4 receptions, 42 yards, all that in the first half. Buffalo, Josh Allen ended up having a good day. 30-43, 307 yards, 7.1 yards per attempt. Allen led the day rushing, go figure, 11 for 61. Beasley, 11 for 112. Diggs really didn't do all that much, actually, 6 for 48. And Josh Allen had a fumble loss. It was just an ugly game. It wasn't even like the blowout that I was expecting, that a lot of people were expecting. You know, Buffalo coming off back-to-back losses. I thought they'd come out and be dominant. It wasn't. Buffalo played a bad game. The Jets should have won this game, and still they are finding ways to lose. So when I look at the rest of the schedule, I'm like, you know what? The Jets probably played their best half of football to start this game, and they still couldn't find a way to win. And Darnold still didn't look good. And part of it was on the play calling. Part of it was on the situation around him. The offensive line didn't play well, but part of it's on him too right now. And it stinks, and it looks like they're heading to 0-16. And if they're picking first overall, they're taking Trevor Lawrence. Do I wish that Sam Darnold figures it out in the next 9 games and the Jets don't have to take Trevor Lawrence? Of course. I would love for that to happen. I'm wearing my Darnold jersey today. But I think this road is leading towards Trevor Lawrence. And it is what it is at this point. It stinks because I feel like the Jets ruined this kid, which is awful. And, you know, maybe he can't get it together somewhere else. But with Dallas losing now Andy Dalton, if they come calling at the trade deadline, it's very hard for me not to pull the trigger on a trade, especially if they're offering a first-round pick for Sam Darnold. Would that happen? I don't know, but we'll see what happens there. Another brutal effort. The Jets fall to 0-7. The tank rolls on. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this game. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. I'm Matt O'Leary, and I will talk to you next time.